Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my studio, where it's always all about art, history, and culture. My name is Akpomemie Erujaro. If this is your first time, you're most welcome. If you return, even better. It is fantastic to have you here today. Today, it's going to be a bit of a different one. My presentation, it's going to be this quite colorful piece of work you can see here. This work, it's quite different from what I've done in recent times. In recent times, we've done a bit of history and a little bit of culture. But today, I thought I would just present to you just art for the sake of art. And this is one of my favorite, most of my also my favorite actually, but this one is something that is also very nice. It's a feel, there's a bit of a deep meaning to it, but overall, it's a painting of feel good. It's a feel good painting, which I did. I came to the studio. I was just feeling good all of those days that the world all seems right. I thought, okay, do a bit of a painting, and because what I usually do, I have a blank canvas, and sometimes that is what inspires me to do my work. So sit in front of a blank canvas for a while, and then inspiration will come. At other times, I get my inspiration from, well, my vision. I like to tell stories, and I love reading anyway. So sometimes I read a good historical book, and a character in that book catches my interest. I like to tell that person's story or that person's experience. That's what I do. And then sometimes it is circumstances of events that are just happening that sometimes just hit a raw nerve. That okay, that's how I get my inspirations. I did, if you recall, I did the Shibok Guest recently. That was a sad episode. I also did, for happier times, I did the Black Hats. That's just a group of courageous women just singing in in what I would probably a bar or a concert. That was the Black Hats. That's one of my favorite as well. Anyway, this one is of a similar nature. Painting, I just wanted to do something happy. Sometimes the kind of painting I do are the kind of paintings I would like to buy. I would like to go to the gallery and just sit down and view. I guess if you want to use the example of a writer, it's you could say a, a, a good writer writes the kind of stories they like to read. So it's for me something similar. Anyway, this painting you see here, this one, it measures 137 by 137 square. It's quite sizable. It's not very often that I do my portraits where you have the face just fills the canvas, but this one I did with this one. I just wanted her to occupy, just occupy the canvas, I just wanted that anyway. That's what I did to fill the canvas, and it's done quite colorful as you can see. It's done in ACRYLICS, my free flow, and what I did with this one, lots of gray in the background, but I just kind of throw other colors in, and you will notice that for a face, I just decided to keep only that bit. I didn't want it to be stained with any colors. I just wanted it to just remain white because, as you know, you meet certain kind of people, sometimes they just, when they smile, they just disarm you with that beautiful smile, that bright white teeth. That's, what I try to capture, So that's what I did in this bit. I just kept that just white. Everything else is just a throw of color, free flow, like I do my my style of painting. And this what came. This work, I'm calling this work Joy. Yes, Joy. If you're not an African or a Nigerian in particular, it might sound odd to you, but believe me, such names are not that unusual in Nigeria. One thing about African names, Nigerian names, and names tend to be very descriptive, and sometimes when you meet a Nigerian, from their name, you can tell quite a lot of things about that person. You can tell what part of the country they're from, geographically speaking. You can tell their tribe. You can tell sometimes the circumstances of their birth. the situation, circumstances of the parents at the time of birth. You can tell sometimes it could be the fears, it could be the excitement, it could be even the vision and the hope, expectations of the parents that they use that to name the child. And as we say, sometimes your name does follow you. And when the name follows you, sometimes you can then tell the character of that person. So, and even when the name is English, like this one, Joy, you have cases where the name is you can have both. Like this one now, if it's Robo, we'll say Joy or Agogo. Agogo means joy in Robo. So sometimes you have this kind of name. So you have names like gift, power, hope, glorious, favor, blessing. Even I mean, you can just whatever does the at the moment, like I say, whatever it is pressing important to the parents at the time of that child's birth is what they name the child. So this one is Joy, and I just love it because of I say there's if I may just tell you a little bit more about a painting that is in the past now. This was a painting by Edvard Munch. Some people say Monk, but it sounds like Munch to be Edvard Munch. Anyway, Edvard Munch is Munch. Edvard Munch was a Norwegian artist. He was one of those great artists from the late part of the 19th century. He did a painting called Screen in 1893. 1893 he did this painting, and my painting is quite similar, but what Edvard Munch did in that work is it was you can't quite tell if it was male or female, but it was this figure standing by the bridge, and the expression was this might like that, but the expression of Edvard Munch's painting is this figure holding their face, and we're in a moment of shock and surprise and stunned, So it's according to Edvard Munch said he was walking, I think, by the bridge, and the river flowing, and then in that moment in time, maybe from the movement of the clouds, the sun and everything, sun setting, he had a burst of inspiration, and what came to him there was he saw the horror, the evil, the hopelessness, the badness generally of the human condition, and just captured that moment. And what Edvard Munch did is he used a lot of colors, so a flow, but the clouds, the river, everything, that mixture of colors was what he did to capture that. But I think that painting is it's quite an iconic painting actually. You see it a lot in it's one of the, this painting has been on for, like I said, he did this painting in 1893, 100. That is 132 years now since he did that painting, and the painting is still, you can check it out though to see what I'm talking about here. It's still a very popular painting, but where I differ from the likes of Edvard Munch is that I try to see my glass to be half full, not half empty. There's got to be hope, really. I cannot kind of live in a world of despair. So I prefer hope and that vision that it could be better. There's a light at the end of. You just have to live with hope. That is how I see. No matter how bad situations might be. That is why I was saying when I did the Shipboard Games, that was a terrible business. But still, I try to capture a moment of laughter, a moment of joy, a moment of hope, And that's what I try to do with this painting actually, that we all have bad times sometimes, but I fancy kind of when you come back home sometimes, like when I come to the studio sometimes I just want to sit down and just watch this girl just laughing, you cannot help but smile. It does something to me, it lifts the spirit, and that's what I try to convey with this this image of joy, uh, happiness, hope, no matter how bad. Come on, life goes on. Tomorrow it's another day. It could be a brighter day. So that's what I try to do with all these mixtures of colors. And I hope you like it. This one painting that, who knows, I will have all this my paint. What is about my paintings? When I do my paintings, I just fall in love with them, and I find it so difficult to let them go. But I guess this one will go eventually, but I think I will keep it for a while, just to enjoy the joy, So the name is quite appropriate. Enjoy the painting for as long as, because yes, it's a painting that even I can say it makes me feel good, even at the lowest of times. And I hope you get that as well from your own observation. And it'd be nice to hear what you think about it. And anyway, so on that note, I will say one more time, this is the beautiful joy. I hope you like this painting. Anyway, this is we're in December now. The year is coming to an end, and we'll try to give you a few more presentations before the year runs out, and even maybe more as we come into the new year. So once again, my name is Edvard, and it's been fantastic sharing with you beautiful joy. Thank you.